I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. And I'm always very excited to have Julie Storm with me on the show. Julie's been doing the show with me for about 14 years.
I know, it's been a lot of fun. We've learned a lot, and you've sold a lot of property. We've watched property do all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, we've seen it from the early 2000s and it roar through 2006. We've done shows through the entire crash of real estate.
Right.
And now doing shows out with it recovering. So
shows that it's always a good investment because it does, what goes down does come back up.
Absolutely, and you know, it's one of the only investments that I know of that you get to live in. You can't go live in stocks and bonds. You can't go live in a savings account at the bank. They won't let you in the bank at night to sleep. But it is an investment that you get to live in that goes up in value. If you think about it, cars and boats and things, they go down in value when you use them. A house you use and it goes up in value. It's the only investment that I'm aware of, and I'm not an investment consultant, but that the government helps you write off the purchase of it. And then banks loan money to help you buy that investment. Banks typically don't loan money to buy stocks and bonds. The government doesn't let you write off the interest if you do go borrow the money, and housing is just a great investment. The other thing that really think about with gas prices dropping is when you hear all these things about tax cuts, they only affect a few Americans. You talk about health care and insurance, a lot of us are not affected by that. You know, when they spend money somewhere to get an economy going, it might be one little city or one little area. But gas prices put hundreds of dollars in your pocket right now every month, my pocket right now every month, and every American who travels, even by plane and train, all those prices are going down because their gas is dropping. So that is dumping. I saw an article where it's billions of dollars a day into Americans' front pocket, and they'll spend that, and they'll spend it on housing. You only need $3,000 or $4,000 to buy your first home, and it won't take long to qualify for that if you'll put that money aside. So gas prices dropping will really fuel the housing market. So the other thing I want to talk about today is HOAs. You live in a very planned neighborhood, Baxter and Fort Mill. I live in Laurel Creek and Rock Hill, and these are the restrictions to my neighborhood in Laurel Creek. Now I think Baxter's is probably double, if not triple,
I'm sure
the size.
It is, yeah.
And if you're a buyer, the very unique thing, Julie, about this is that the listing agent doesn't have to, first of all, let's start with the seller. The seller does not have to provide you a copy of these. Okay? The seller now in South Carolina does have to disclose if there are some restrictions on the property disclosure if the buyer looks. The listing agent does not have to provide a copy of these. The buyer's agent does not have to provide a copy of these to the buyer. And the closing attorney may or may not provide a copy. So people are buying homes and not reading what they can and can't do in the neighborhood.
That could be a problem.
It could be a big problem.
If you wanted a big garage out in the back and think, well, I'll buy this house and then erect this garage.
That's right.
Might not be able to do that.
Right, and let me say, I am a fan of restrictions. And they're either called HOA rules and regulations, I hate that word, covenants and restrictions, homeowners regulations, all those are talking about this.
It protects the homeowner.
Yeah,
really.
and when you read one, about half of it talks about the construction because there are a lot of requirements on the construction. That's why all the homes look similar in the neighborhood. Then the rest of these dues talk about how you live in the house. And so nothing wrong with that. Again, I'm in favor of restrictions because when you get a large group of people living in a small area, they need to be regulated, right? You don't want the home painted red, white, blue, pink, and with green polka dots next to you. You don't want people changing car oil in their front yard, you know, and things like that. That hurts home values. So I'm in favor of restrictions, and honestly, about 85% of us live in a neighborhood with restrictions. So just know what they are. And I want to hit a few things that are in restrictions locally that people, you know, they don't read these. There's a neighborhood in town you can't rent your home. So if you can't afford the house and for some reason there's not a buyer out there for the home, you can't rent it. So some of these homes have gone into foreclosure when the owner could have rented it. Some people want to turn their first, second home into a rental. Can't rent in a neighborhood in town. There's a neighborhood you can't have a fence. And all neighborhoods have regulations on types of fences. okay? There's neighborhoods you can't have a pool. Most neighborhoods you can't have an above ground pool. Most neighborhoods you can't have a fence or pool in your front yard. Some neighborhoods you can't change the color of your home. Only 2 cars. There's neighborhoods in York County where this show airs, Lancaster and Chester County, that you can't have children live in the home.
Okay.
You gotta be over, somebody in the house gotta be over 55.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't you wanna know that before you
Yeah,
bought
I
into
think
the
so.
neighborhood? Neighborhoods that don't allow a boat, they only allow small pets, only 2 pets, no farm animals. Well, guess what's a farm animal that's very hot right now? A couple of chickens,
yeah.
bringing your own eggs, a baby potbelly pig, a duck, you know, right? All right, maybe some strange exotic small turtle or fish. I mean, things you gotta ask. No cars with logos on them.
Okay.
That's very popular now. So if you work and you've got a logo, you can't park that car outside the garage. And you know, what is a logo? Maybe a logo's on the back that just says, these are my little family, you know how the little stick people? Is that a logo? So things like that you've got to look. No for sale signs. Some people in neighborhoods that have that hate it because when they need to sell their home, they can't have a for sale sign in front of the neighborhood. So just know that when you buy, ask your buyer's agent for a copy of the restrictions to the home they buy. If there's a competition to get the home, then just write in the sales contract contingent upon buyer reviewing neighborhood restrictions. Okay? Every time I get my hands on one, I scan them into my documents. So I have over 100 neighborhood restrictions available here in my office. So we make those available to our clientele. So just know what they say so you don't get into the home and start doing things you can't do, because you may spend money, you may go buy that pet, you may have a job with a logo but no garage, and then it really affects the living of the home.
Most of these neighborhoods too that are governed like that have HOA dues and fees.
And most of them have HOA dues. And if they have a swimming pool, clubhouse, they're gonna be high dues. If it's just maintaining the entrance, then the dues are going to typically be a yearly due, maybe $200 or $300. But if there's a pool in the neighborhood, you really see $500 to $700. If they maintain your yard, you may see an additional $100 a month for that.
So a lot of people ask, what are these dues for? And they are just to maintain the surroundings of the property.
Absolutely. So great information there. You also can contact the homeowner's president, treasurer, see if the homeowner is stable, if they're about to assess the homeowners, things like that you may want to know too. So hopefully that is good information for buyers out there. If you're sellers out there, if you're already in a home, get a copy and read it and make sure you're not doing something or you're about to do something that'll violate those. Those are enforceable. And so you definitely don't want to get into that situation. So good news. I love restrictions. They protect the value of a neighborhood. Active homeowners protect the value. People should get involved in their homeowners. Sit on the board at least once or twice. I do in my neighborhoods when I live in neighborhoods. And then just a good active homeowners with a good set of restrictions means the home values are probably going up. So thank you, Julie, for being on the Day Show. If you've got any questions about the homes available today, please give us a call here at my office. We are also offering a home buyers seminar class in York County, February, March. We're going to have them monthly. If you'd like to register for one of those, please give us a call here at the office. We'll give you the dates and times and locations when you call in. They are free, no obligation. There'll be gift cards, prizes, and you'll learn a whole lot about owning real estate in about an hour. And have a snack and be out the door. So you definitely, if you're interested in buying a home, or if you're a seasoned home buyer and you just want to learn more about owning a home, attend one of those classes. And you can register for those or call us about any homes available on today's show at 803-985-1240. Thanks, Julie. We'll be right back. I hope you've enjoyed watching the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. If you're interested in advertising your business on the program, please give us a call at 803-326-2777 or send us an email at ask@makeitlocal.com. Join us next week for more discussions on real estate topics and help in finding your perfect home. Thanks for watching.